Hi, Nancy. Larry Lursey. Going to critique another one of your images, Ice Storm. Looks like you got a 77. So we'll take a look at it. Very interesting type image here, almost like a Van Gogh type feel with all the swirls. Appears to be some sort of some trees or a forest behind a fence. And, I think this part up here is very interesting. Really like that texture that's going on through there. I think down here you've got some issues with the warm ground here, that the style seems to jump around a lot of this, and I'm not sure how you created this. I'm going to zoom in just a touch. But, we go from this really smeared type of paint to a totally different look right below it. And we've got all these lines through it that, everything is very impressionistic, heavily painted, yet the fence isn't that way at all. It's these really crisp lines, and then you've got all these little tiny lines going all the way through it, which I don't really know that that's adding anything. Typically a painting, when you see a painting, it's not going to have hard lines going through it like that. And I don't know if that's some sort of an overlay you put on top or something, but I would probably encourage you to pull back some of that. And I don't think it's helping, because you're going for all these nice swirls, but then you've got these hard lines all through it. And so I would try and go with a little more continuity of style on this image with the technique. And I feel like things get really flat the way you've painted it, and would love to see you go either when you're painting it, try and be very mindful of highlights and shadows, and if not, go back through it and in areas bring out a little more of that highlight and that shadow to give it a more three-dimensional feel, because you have, to a certain extent, I feel like you've got some of that up here, but this part of the image gets just a lot more muddy, and I feel like the clashing of the techniques here is holding it back from a score standpoint, just because I feel like we don't quite know what to grab onto. It's these kind of two different styles. It's this smeared brush, it's these crisp swirls up here, and then even really these lines that are kind of their own style, the straight lines, almost neon looking. And so I would recommend that, again, you pull back on some of the processing and simplify things a little bit, that not hit it with the kitchen sink all at once, and see what you can do to pull back and just add a smaller number of effects, but do them in an artistic way that really tells the story that you're trying to tell and conveys it kind of in a cohesive story from a technique standpoint. So that would really be what I would suggest on this one, because I love up here. I think the issues are really down here and then throughout with these little lines that you've got going through it. And so those would be my suggestions on trying to improve it, and I hope that helps. So anyways, best of luck, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.